Strike actions are increasingly gaining recognition in Nigeria, which has attracted the attention of many Nigerians and stakeholders. Many unions have begun to embark on strikes in a bid to remind the government of their needs, which have been unmet for a long time. On April 1st, 2021, the National Association of Resident Doctors began its strike action when the federal government failed to meet up with the demands of the union. The doctors demanded payment of all salary arrears, review of the current hazard allowance to 50% of consolidated basic salaries of all health workers, and payment of the outstanding COVID-19 inducement allowance, especially in state-owned tertiary institutions, among others. In another development, the Academic Staff Union of Universities on March 6, 2021, threatened to embark on a fresh strike over the federal government's failure to meet the demands reached in January when it first called off the 9-month strike. However, some institutions like polytechnics, colleges of education have embarked on the strike pending when the government meets their agreement. The most recent is the judiciary workers who shut down the Supreme Court in Abuja on March 6, 2021, in line with their threat to embark on an indefinite nationwide strike to press for financial autonomy of the judiciary arm of government. Roots TV team took to the streets to get reactions from Nigerians on these developments.
Well, it is a pity that we are seeing ourselves in this ugly situation. The health of a nation determines the capability of the people and the strength of that nation. The education you give to a child determines the future of a generation, not just a country. But in a situation where people cannot go for medical checkup or medical treatment or even get facilities in the medical circle because of strike, it shows that the country is completely down. High level of dilapidation is experienced every now and then in the health sector, in the medical sector, in the educational sector, in the agri sector, and the rest of them. To cut it short, I would want all the ministers to go and resign their appointments. They are not active, they are thieves. Let all the ministers, starting from Minister of Health, Minister of Education, let them resign their job because they are not doing their work properly. If they cannot talk to Mr. President, they cannot talk to the Senate, they cannot talk to the House of Assembly, let them resign their job. If you know the job that is assigned for you, because they will always tell you that the National Assembly did not release money. They will tell you the President, they approved this, but the President did not consent his approval. Let them resign. If you are working under somebody and the person is not listening to your advice, you resign that position and let other people that will do it go there and do it. So they are all saying that the President is not performing. That is what the ministers are saying. The President is not performing.
Yeah, it shows clearly that the government needs to do something. Because when people are going on strike, it shows clearly that they are not happy. There are many issues they have tried to address peacefully and amicably with government, and they have not succeeded. So the last spot of their angling for a better way of life is the strike. In as much as the doctors strike, I would not really advise that the doctors strike, because once they strike, it's dangerous. Because when people get sick, that means a lot of people will die from ailments that normally are supposed to be healed from. You see, so the doctors are actually, even in as much as I know that what they are striking for is genuine, but for the doctors, they should know that their profession is not just a human profession. It's a profession that actually deals with life, and life, God created life. So they should also know that whatever thing they are doing, they have reward from God. Let us not just look at only reward from government. Agreed, their families are not that they are suffering, but they should temper justice with mercy and make sure that they don't strike. Or if they have started striking, let them come back to work. Yeah, the judiciary too is also showing that the government is not taking care of its citizens. I was just thinking the other day that even people that are working are complaining. What of those that are not working? So that learned that almost 33% of workable Nigerians, youths, are unemployed. You see, so it shows that government should not just continue with the normal process of solving problems. They must be innovative this time around. They must be innovative, because if they are not innovative, the judiciary, they are striking now, doctors are striking, then that means the whole nation will soon strike.
So it's quite unfortunately that the government that we have here doesn't give a listening head to all these unions. Because how on earth can you explain that more than 2-3 labor unions will be on strike at the same time? Simultaneously, you see people announcing strike just because of what? The government of the day could not give them a listening ear. If they have given them a listening ear, this would not just announce strike immediately. Before strike, they will have given notice to the government that they will be going on strike on so and so time. It is the responsibility of the Ministry of Labour to preempt this strike from occurring by negotiating, by initiating a process that can put a lasting solution to the demand of these people. You cannot blame any labor. They have the right to go on strike, but it is the responsibility of government through the Ministry of Labour to get the people, they get the union leader engaged in dialogue before snowballing into what? Into strike.
It's not good for the country anyway, but that is the only way they can press for their own demand. So you will not discourage them from going on strike, but at the same time they should understand with government. It's not as if it's that easy with government to meet into aspiration of everybody. It's going to be very easy. This one going to strike today, tomorrow they solve the problem, another one will want to go to strike to get their own. So I don't think it's the best way to achieve success for the nation.
The federal government is not doing well, because it is not proper for them to be owing such an important aspect of service to the people of this country. So they have not done well, and they are not taking things serious to end the strike. This issue of strike, I believe the doctors have issued series of warning about strike. They have complained enough. It is important now that the federal government listen to them and resolve the issue. Of course, you know, they said health is wealth. It's an important aspect of life.
Strike is affecting everybody. Strike is affecting everybody. People are dying in hospital. People that cannot get access to treatment. It's a big problem. What does it take? What does it take for this government to pay health workers? Because some of the ministers and the rest of them, they have overseas doctors that even come to treat them even in their respective homes. They spend money lavishly, whereas the poor ones are dying. The average Nigerian, there is no more rich persons in this country presently. Because if you say you are rich and people around you they are suffering, it means you are not rich.
Well, for me personally, it has not, because for the judiciary and for the medical doctors, it is when you are sick that is when to affect you. So since I have not been sick, you see it now, and my family, my children, my wife, they have not been sick, so it has not affected me directly. But I know that there are people who it is affecting directly. But the education aspect is so important. Yes, it has affected me in the sense that, you know, you are training a child in school, you know, and you program yourself that by so and so time the child will graduate and all that, you know, and it keeps on going and going. And one thing about children, the moment they are outside, youths, and they are not well engaged, other things will start engaging their minds. So it has affected me, and it's affected the nation. You see, and whatever thing that affects the nation affects me, whether it is directly or not, it affects me.
Of course, yes. I have wife, I have children. I have a newborn baby that is due to attend for immunization. You can't get to any government institution and get immunized. I have brothers and sisters. I have a dependent relative. They too, they are badly affected. If you get to any of the government hospital now, they are all shut down, paralyzed. People there are they not human beings like us? They are human beings like us. We have brothers, we have sisters, we have cousins among them. It is quite unfortunately the way the health sector have been completely shut down just because of what? You cannot meet the demand of the doctors. Look at what happened during COVID. Doctors in Nigeria, they were going abroad, and as we are getting to UK, they give you visa on arrival, and then we are losing our doctors abroad. And the few doctors that are here to take care of the patients in Nigeria here, we are not encouraging them. If they have the opportunity to go to UK, they will have gone. Who will not be treating us? So please, I think the government need to do what? To give a listening here to the demand of the doctors. Everybody is suffering. There is no place you can go. How many person can afford a private hospital?
Why not? Why not? If doctors are on strike, I have families that want to visit hospital for 1 or 2 things. There's no sector that goes on strike that will not be affected. If education sector is on strike, I have students in school. So brothers and sisters, so they are in school. So definitely it will affect me. It affects everybody.
It has not affected me directly, but indirectly it has affected me. Of course, I have relations. Probably one must have needed attention of the doctor, and they are not there to attend to them. So it's also affecting me indirectly.